I mean, shoot, do you want to kick it off, Crank, after you've been off for a few weeks? Just to kind of dust off the,
I can.
Get oil in your gears going.
Let me
Let's see.
Loosen up a little bit here.
Let's see.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss a list, though. I don't mind missing some of the reviews, especially some of the reviews as of late. 2015. Wasn't really watching a lot of horror back then, as we briefly discussed. Wasn't watching a whole lot of anything back then, honestly. But a few diamonds in the rough, and then a lot of fucking rough. So, and one of these, I think this first one, I just recently saw for the first time, and I'm kind of glad I did. As you guys know, I love classic haunted house stories. And, a little Barbara Crampton doesn't hurt as well. Let's talk about We Are Still Here. Pretty creepy flick. Lots of stuff going on in the background of almost every shot. My biggest complaint about this movie is I hate handheld camera when you don't have steady hands. Like, drives me up the wall. And I know that's the style that a lot of filmmakers are going for in some cases, but in this respect, yikes. Yeah. That was my biggest problem with this movie, but I enjoyed it. All the leads were pretty solid. The story is fairly generic, but yet interesting. And the stuff that really kept me going was the just weird stuff that you would see. You're not sure you see it, but you do. A lot of that happening. So I dug that a lot. That's number 10 for me. Number 9. I don't even remember my list, to be honest with you. So there we go. The Invitation. Yes. I watched this a couple weeks ago, and it was decent. Like I said, man, there's only like 2 or 3 on this list that I'm just like, hell yeah. And then the rest are they're pretty good. I think the lowest on my list rating wise would be probably a 7. But I like this one. This one's pretty tense. This one's all about the relationships between this group that go to this dinner party. It's been years since some of them have hung out together. There's past fractured relationships and past love and blah, 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 blah. But then all hell breaks loose. And I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's
there's a lot of reality and thrillers in 2015, I noticed, over the straight kind of horror.
Yes. Yeah. My next one for number 8. I did not like this movie the first time I watched it a few years back. And I watched it on the recommendation of a few people. I liked the concept, but the first time I saw it, it just didn't play right for me. And maybe I was just in a bad mood because I watched it again recently and I enjoyed it. The Final Girls. First off, Thaisa Farmiga, one of the finer young actresses out there. I don't mean, fine, but that too, I guess. But I mean talented young actresses out there. I loved her in American Horror Story the first season and the other couple of seasons she did with them. And she plays this off pretty well too, even though it's hokey, it's cheesy in some forms. Adam Devine goes way over the top with his character with just about every line of dialogue he delivers, and I'm okay when he gets off, to be honest with you. But it's a clever twist on a meta horror movie, if you will. Again, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's free out there on Tubi or something.
Bethany's giving it some love. Says it's a great movie and funny.
Yeah, it's like they're shooting a movie about a movie. You know what I mean? It's
well, no, her Thaisa's mother was in a movie back in like the 80s, a horror movie. But since then, in real life, she's passed away, and the daughter's missing her mother, and she doesn't really celebrate this movie that much, but she gets talked to go to an anniversary screening at a local theater, and the theater catches fire, and somehow they get sucked into the movie, and the whole rest of the movie is them trying to escape the movie and survive.
Like Pleasantville.
Yeah. Pleasantville mixed with Friday the 13th in a way,
Right.
or Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, or something less is not as good.
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, it's cheesy where it needs to be cheesy, and it's heartfelt where it needs to be heartfelt, and it's bloody where it needs to be bloody. So, and their inside jokes on the horror tropes are on point. I will say that much. So, a lot more on point than, let's say, Hell of a Summer from more recently. If I'll do a callback to that.
I heard him trying to spin that shit, and I was just going, okay.
It's not bad.
That's
It's not terrible, but it just didn't hit me. So, number 7 for me, I finally see where everyone says Damian Leone stole that kill from. Number 7, Bone Tomahawk, if it will show up. Number 7.
we got it here. I see
Are
it.
you having a delay?
Oh, I've got a huge delay tonight.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's instant for me.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, Kurt Russell, great in this. Everybody's really good in this. This is a different horror movie though, because this is more Western, and I'm kind of starting to like some of those mishmash horror genres with Westerns. There was one, I can't remember what it's called right now. Oregon Trail was one that came out a couple last year or something like that. Not Oregon Trail, like Oregon Trail. Which was okay. And then there was another one that was really good. Came out last year or the year before. But yeah, and there is one scene in this that is pretty brutal.
There's a couple, actually.
Yeah. But that one,
decent gore, but the one was clearly
inspiration for.
This came after Terrifier, did it not?
Not the first Terrifier. Terrifier was 16, wasn't it?
16?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, because it was like a year old when I went to our first convention.
Yeah.
Over there.
So I could definitely see where the inspiration came from. And hey, kudos to you. Most of these I had not seen before, at least this bottom half, except for Final Girls I'd seen. And this is one I've been putting off for a while. My number 6. And I understand why a lot of people don't like this film, especially from this particular director. But it was one of the better ones of this year, at least. Maybe not the best in his catalog, but M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's The Visit. I liked the scenario of this. Now, granted, I could kind of figure out the twist pretty damn quick. See, it just flipped for me.
Wow.
That's how long it's taken for me.
That's bad.
Yeah. I like the twist in this, but I could see it coming. But man, if you were just barely paying attention and that twist hits you, that's a good fucking twist, man. But yeah, it's a little overdone now, but I thought he pulled this off pretty well. I enjoyed it. Numero 5. Another one that kind of gets shit on quite a bit in the horror realm. A little sci-fi-ish, but I like it. The Lazarus Effect. I like this a lot because, I think Olivia Wilde is pretty good. I like Mark Duplass's character in this, and you don't really see him in a lot of horror besides this and Creep. And I like him a lot. I especially like his drive for independent film. So this one's fun. This one's just fun, I think. Number 4, I can't quite make out what that is. So, oh yeah, this is the. I think this is the most controversial one on my bill.
I think that's 3.
No, that's
what it is once you click.
That's the one you asked about, but no, this is the one that I think Ziggy is going to rip on me for. I'll say this: I watched this again recently, and this is another one of those twists that you see coming, or if you've seen it before, it doesn't have that much of an impact. But if you hadn't seen it before, it's pretty damn good, I think. And I like these, what are they calling them now? Good for her movies. The good for her,
it's revenge
subgenre.
Yeah, it's like, it's exploitation reaction.
It is exploitation, but I think this one's written a little bit better than a lot of people give it credit for. There is some cheese in it, but I'll just put it up there. I Spit on Your Grave 3. Okay.
Vengeance is mine.
Terrible subtitle. Okay, now it just gave me the poster. Terrible subtitle, but I like this movie for some reason. And like I said, I watched it again because I couldn't remember. I didn't mind the first one of this trilogy that they put out, the more recent one. And I remembered I hated the second one, but I couldn't remember anything about the third one. And I'm pretty sure I'd seen it before, but I like this one. I like the whole PTSD, trying to deal with trauma group, and what happens with that as things progress. Ziggy, I think you need to go back and watch this one again if you haven't seen it lately. Give it a fair shot. That's all I'll say. And we'll see if any of the comments come to my defense on this. But
I did not rewatch this, but there's highlights in my mind that I was going like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Actually, my brain's going.
Yeah, give it a shot. Now here's here's the one that FaZe was kind of giving me a hard time for the other night, but he did admit he hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen this until a few weeks ago, and I normally don't like horror comedies most of the time, but I must have been in the right fucking mood for this one the day I watched it, because I thought this was outstanding. As far as horror comedies go, I mean, I would say Student Bodies is probably my number 1. Shaun of the Dead, number 2. This might be my 3rd, and it's Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Never saw it.
You haven't seen it either? Dude, it's cheesy as fuck, but it's worth a watch. It's absolutely worth it.
I would give these movies about 10 or 15 minutes.
This one you need to give a little bit further, but...
And I would be like, fuck this shit, I'm out. On to the next one. And you know what? This probably would have fell in that category by the looks of it, but proceed with your argument.
This one is surprisingly better than it seems. It still has not shown up on my screen.
Yeah, we got it.
This one is, I think, a lot better than some people give it credit for. But I'd have to rethink the horror comedy like 1, 2, 3. But I think that's pretty close in my way of thinking. But I enjoy this one, and this one actually inspired an upcoming topic that we're going to be doing in a month or so. So You guys will find out about that later. It's sort of Zombieland, but a little bit more sophomoric.
That's what it seemed. It seemed very goofy, very gaggy. I don't know. I watched the trailer, and that is what made me not want to watch it.
There's lots of gags in it. Yes, of course. But, number 2 and number 1. I'll tell you this right now. These could probably switch places any day of the week, depending on where I'm at. I thought about just saying, look, straight tie for number 1. Here they are. But I had to give the edge to one over the other. And I did, just because one had to be more of a challenge to create because of the vibe, the setting, the time period.
The multi-million-dollar budget over its counterpart.
It wasn't that much of a difference in budget, I don't think.
Look up that other one, the independent one.
Oh, I know the independent one is low.
Cheap.
Yeah. But my number 1 did not have Marvel money behind it.
No, but it's definitely a couple of zeros in the budget, for sure.
All right. Anyway, number 2, we already talked about him a little bit. Stephen Cognetti's first debut, Hell House LLC. It popped right onto that poster, just completely skipped Scouts. I never even saw the Scout poster, which is so weird.
I wonder if it's like a rough PNG or something. I didn't check the sizes on any of these, so who knows?
I don't know.
A fantastic fucking movie.
Yeah, this movie's great from top to bottom. And like I said, it could switch with number 1 almost any time. And if you guys hadn't figured it out, had to go with the crank as fuck pick for this. So number 1, The Witch, or The Vitch, or however you say it. There it is. Yeah. And again, 2 great debut feature films from 2 of my favorite directors right now. So
one you absolutely need a shower after.
Oh, sure.
And that's the number 1 I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta rethink your day a little bit after watching that stuff.
Right.
Man. That's
so worth watching. Though.
That's fucking evil, dude. There's the evil in that one.
You have to be in the mood for it, though. You gotta. Again, this is one of those that you gotta just plop yourself down and don't get interrupted. You know.
And get used to the dialect. It's good.
And Anya Taylor-Joy, wonderful actress. I love just about everything I've seen her do. So there you go. There's my top 10 of 2015.
Start with Mr. Smiley here. He says, no particular order. You got Deathgasm, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, Sinister 2. I think that wasn't that on your list at one point. Then you took it off. Or am I thinking
2?
Yeah. It's probably around 12.
God, it's the worst of the fucking 3.
It Follows, The Witch, The Vitch, Crimson Peak, Human Centipede, hot take. There was a Human Centipede in 2015.
Was that 2015? I didn't catch that.
Huh. The Sand. Probably an amazing one from Mr. Grimmer.
Oh,
Number 10.
Here we go.
House Keep. Never heard of it.
This guy.
9. Hellions. 8. Patchwork.
I've heard of the boy.
Slimy Little Bastards. 6. Blind Sun. 5. The Boy. 4. The Bunker. 3. The Lure. 2. The Witch. And 1. Crimson Peak. I have seen one of those, good sir. And it's your number 2. Then we got Mr. Joshua. Number 10, Poltergeist. 9, All Hallows Eve.
2.
All Hallows Eve 2.
Yep.
8, The Lazarus Effect. 7, The Witch. Wow, very high. 6, Stung. 5, I Spit on Your Grave 3. 4.
Thank you.
Bloodsucking Bastards. 3, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. There's some more love there. 2, there was a Krampus movie. I should have checked that out.
Adam Scott.
And 1, Hell House, of course. Then we got one from Patricia. Got 10, Green Room. 9, The Boy. 8, Knock Knock. 7, He Never Died. 6, The Witch. 5, Creep. 4, A Christmas Horror Story. Okay. 3, Turbo Kid. 2, Krampus. Jesus, now I really have to watch this. And 1, Deathgasm. Honorable mentions, we got Crimson Peak, Tales of Halloween, and Maggie. There we go. There's a Maggie mention.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in a horror movie, A Departure. Yeah, I've got a list. 20.
You got a list?
Yeah.
Shit, man, that'd be bad if you didn't.
Yeah, I could sum up 2015 for horror with one word. Meh. But there's 3 real good ones, I thought, that I've seen anyway. So it's just many I've missed. I know this, but here we go. The first one is a documentary, actually. But the cool thing about it has real actors. Kind of think of watching like Ghost Adventures, but quality acting and really good effects, or at least okay effects. It's about sleep paralysis. It's called The Nightmare. And they talk to people that are actors that tell the stories, but they're very captivating how they tell. Like I said, it's a very polished Ghost Adventures or something to that, Ghost Hunters or something like that. It's a good watch. If you like that kind of documentary setup, even though it's fake as fuck, it's still decent. That's why it made the list, and Krampus didn't. If you had to know. Number 9. You had to get an anthology on here, and this one's cool. It's not the best, but I love the way it interlocks with the things overlooking the kind of drones, kind of overlooking everything. Southbound. I know FaZe has got.
I couldn't find that one.
Really?
No.
I saw this one a while ago. I think it was a rental. This might have been one of those Redbox rentals back in the day. But,
I don't remember how I watched this one.
Yeah.
But it was somewhere at one point that it's not anymore.
They all intersect somewhat, and it kind of one story leads to the next, so it's cool that way. Number 8, the controversial pick for me, It Follows. It came out in 2014, but technically in the United States, March of 2015. This thing developed a huge following. It became the darling of horror for 2015 in theaters. It was the sleeper. It was the independent hit. You've got to see this movie. Scariest movie of all time. It was one of these that has that fucking title on it. That you know what I'm saying? Before you saw the trailer, 5 stars, Rolling Stone magazine.
Yep. Exorcist type.
Dude, man, it's got a few good moments, but this does not live up to the scariest movie you'll ever see. Not even close.
I think you had to be like, you had to relate to that character a little bit more for that, in a way.
Did not hit me at all. We have a sequel coming to this, if you didn't know. So
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you include this on your best of 2014?
I'll have to look. I don't think so.
Really?
Did we do that one last year?
Got it pulled?
FaZe, roll the tape.
Oh my god!
I once called this movie the Napoleon Dynamite of horror movies, meaning it was completely overhyped, and I wasn't really into it. Although going back now and watching it 10 years later, It Follows is a pretty solid entry. I like it. It is disturbing. This is fucking weird that these things keep showing up. I don't really like the ending of it. I think that's what made me sour on it the first time around. But almost number 1 here on this list. Almost.
So
look at that, though.
It's number 2 on your 2014 list, and then number 5, 8 of your 2015 list.
What a difference 6 or 8 months will make, huh?
Oh, wait, there we
go. But that's fine.
Man.
So, I'm happy because that's the ending is what really makes this fucking annoying, this movie.
Yeah.
But for 2015, man, we didn't really have much to go with here, so it definitely cracks that list. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Nah, that's all right.
Yeah,
I'm just giving you a hard time.
That was impressive, though, dude. That oh my
Good
god.
pull, though. Yeah, that's a deep pull. Still had my fucking contacts, and I could see still when I did that.
I had to go back and look. I was just like, I think he put this on his goddamn list last year.
Oh my god. Well, good call out. I mean, damn.
Number 7 also came out in 2014 then, but April 17th is what I got of 2015, and it's Unfriended. You got a video for this one? Should I stop talking? Okay, yeah.
No. But see, neither of these made it on my 2015 list because
there were things you
they
found
might have
better.
been they might have been considered for 2014. So
perhaps, but I'm telling you about it for 2015.
Fair enough.
And it's essentially like Prom Night, the original Prom Night, but add instead of a killer growing up and coming back for revenge, the spirit comes back for revenge this time. And it's clever until it's not, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
I
It's the
think
best
a little
way you
too
can
much.
put it.
I think a little too much, you know what I mean? But again, we didn't have much to go with here in 2015. Or at least I have a fucking 25 more movies to watch before I could probably do a really, really definitive list on this year.
Sure.
Because like some years you can. Number 6, The Lazarus Effect. Kind of went into it, the sci-fi kind of thing. But dude, I mean, this has a Reanimator, Hollow Man vibe to it. It's got a body horror, Cronenberg flavor. I'm not going to say style, say a flavor, a taste. You got a serum that saves life, returns life, but obvious bad side effects. But it's fun. He said it. Crank said it. It's fun. It is fucking fun. It's a good time. Trying to think what was I don't know. I really got the Reanimator thing too, man. Oh, there you go. The next one is Knock Knock, number 5.
I'm trying to help you out here.
No, I wasn't going yet. I was finishing my thought, but that's fine.
Oh, I thought you were trying to remember the next movie.
More of a thriller here and a lesson. I think it's getting a little dated now, 10 years later, this kind of message, because things have gotten completely crazy. They got to do this movie again with like the AI to have this probably work again. But what we have here are 2 people, the only known people on planet Earth that have defeated Neo and John Wick. I mean, so there's that.
Well, I'd let them defeat me that way for sure.
I don't think there's any dude around that wouldn't have agreed to their demands, with the things they were offering and shit. So we forgive you, Keanu. We forgive you. Number 4 is another one Crank talked about a bit, Bone Tomahawk. Yes, heavily borrowed some effects from, Terrifier leaned in on this one a bit to get their scene. Although I still think Terrifier did it a bit better. It was just a bit more sadistic there. I mean, now if you haven't seen Bone Tomahawk, what we have here, it's a Western, but cowboys and Indians, but the Indians are inbred cannibals. So even the other Indians are like, avoid these fuckers. You know what I mean? They're that crazy. So it's like that Wrong Turn, Hills Have Eyes vibe to it. They brought the violence. I don't know, man. I was disappointed with this one. Sid Haig's in like this for 5 minutes too. It's nice to see him.
There's a lot of people in this that are, recognizable.
It looks like they got together and had fun with it, but I mean, it's no Tombstone. Let's just get things straight here. Okay, number 3. Yes, the most crank as fuck film on my list, The Slow Burn masterpiece. Egger's first film, The Witch.
Damn, dude, number 3.
Extreme, creepy, disturbing imagery, so bad that you need many joints, half a bottle of whiskey, and a shower just to get this off your fucking head. But it shows you that Robert Eggers was going to be a star here. Now, I think he stumbled a little bit with the last one, but let's see what he comes back. Maybe I'm thinking about Perkins. What was the last one that he did? Oh, no, it was
Nosferatu.
Yeah,
My bad. I mean, Osgood Perkins. Never mind.
You're thinking of the monkey?
Yeah, the monkey and stuff like that.
Oh, no. That was a stumble.
My
bad. By the way.
Oh, yeah, dude. You want to
monkey?
Quick shit, man.
That is cool.
Hold on.
I can show it later.
Put it up. You could put it up on fucking eBay right now, dude, and triple your money.
Oh, I know.
Look at that thing.
That is cool.
They had 3 when I got this one. I almost bought them all.
Wow.
I was going to ask. I was like, he's already got it. There's no way. Number 2, I was surprised with. I was surprised that I put it this high on the list.
Me too.
But this is why.
I don't remember what it is, so I'm waiting in anticipation.
As Crank, I love a good haunted house tale. I love Barbara Crampton.
Oh.
We are still here.
Wow.
This film, the first half hour, I'll say, heavy Fulci vibe. Heavy Fulci vibe. Heavy. I mean, they pour the syrup on thick, the Fulci. I mean, the basement is the fucking beyond.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Same fucking basement. There's some eye trauma, man, like right in this shit. It is good, dude. I mean, and that's what I appreciate it. I don't know if it's intentional, but it was absolutely obvious to me. So, I
haven't seen it.
Really? You didn't watch this one?
Yeah,
you should check that one out.
Okay.
It's decent. The makeup effects, at first, like, because you get there's shots, you get shadows. The lights turn off, someone's in the window, but they're inside the room, but you see them in the window, like the shadow, the shape. And they are pretty masterful with some of these gags in this movie. And then when there's one where I don't want to really give it away. It's just there's several ghosts running around. And one of them, the makeup wasn't so good on, but I was kind of going, okay, nope. But then later on, when the main ghosts show up, they get it right. And they do something I've said about many, many different ghosts in horror movies about eyes, which I loved. Nice and white and scary. And it's a good watch, man. It gets a little cheesy, and some of the acting is shit. The husband was shit, dude.
He's rough, yeah.
But Crampton's in there. She's suffering loss of a son and hasn't let go yet. And it's the grief plays into this whole thing and the setup and this connection. And then there's people around the town saying, you got to be here. We got to complete the cycle. So we got this whole thing happening, kind of cultish. Check it out. It's a decent watch, man. It's good. And dude, tell me I'm wrong about the Fulci connection, okay?
Now that I think about it, yeah, no, you're right. I'm not on Fulci's jock like you are, so
fair enough.
Fair enough. I didn't make that connection until you started saying it. I'm like, yeah, he's absolutely right.
And it helped. It really helped. Because that was the first watch. That's the first time I'd seen that. So
yeah, surprised it jumped all the way to 2 though.
This one was in that whole thing of started it and giving it 15 minutes, and I was like, I was just about to bail, but Barbara made me stick around, dude, and I'm so glad I did because I dug it, man. Had a good time watching that one. And number 1. It's just no secret. I mean, it has it all. It has the found footage. It has a commercial haunt. It has scary clowns. It has it all, man. It's Hell House LLC, of course. Found it just in the sea of movies, way down the list on Shudder, where kind of down where all the shitty ones are. Where I was looking for something different, and man, there was that picture right there. And I was like, "Oh, look at this!" And we're reading the thing. It's like, "Hey, they make a haunted house. Cool. You know what? I'm good right there. Let's check it out." And wow, this is how found footage needs to be done.
Let me ask you this: had you seen Haunt before this one? Or did you see Hell House first and then Haunt?
I saw Haunt after.
You saw Haunt after?
Mm-hmm. Because Haunt came to theaters for a minute.
Yeah.
I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, but I get it. And I've seen Haunt again recently. It's good.
It's still it's still good. Yeah.
But it's no Hell House. I mean, they caught something with this, man. It's just the whole vibe of it, and these actors are so underappreciated in what they deliver here. Mm-hmm. And if you pay attention, the shit they say in this one plays into the other two movies. Sets up big plot points that you don't even realize.
Yeah.
It's fucking so cool. Stephen Cognetti, a fucking genius, a gentleman, and hella worthy of having the top spot on my list, man, for sure. Yeah, because I love this movie. I watch it all the time. I pop it in all the fucking time. I can't wait for this last one to come out for the proper box set to be released.
Exactly.
And I will have it.
Yeah. Oh, I will definitely get it. Yeah, I'll definitely be getting the Hell House box set whenever this last one comes out.
Just so good.
Probably next year.
And then the fact that we went there, we saw the house, you know.
Yeah. Now I heard you. Yeah, and I heard you ratting me out.
Hey, you know, someone had to be brave.
Little minor trespassing. Nothing.
I was the getaway car. I was the getaway.
I love the fact that the house across the street kept you could tell the windows were opening and people were looking at us the entire time.
What the fuck are those guys? Oh, I'm sure the cops were called, but I think we skedoodled because we saw cops.
We passed them on the way. Yeah. When we left, we passed them
I don't know if that was for us, but
not even a mile down the road, and woo! Oh, we got out of there at the right time.
Could have been for us, and then maybe they were just like, "Yeah, they fucking left. Who gives a fuck? Let's go to
let's go get lunch."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. 1, this is the best one. 2 is pretty scary as well. 3 is a dip, but it wraps things up nicely, and then they come back with 4, man, and it's that one's my second favorite. So can't wait for this new one this fall.
Excellent list, Ziggy.
But Joseph Scott shared a list before that. He says,
this should be interesting. The Visit.
7. The Visit.
7.
6 Hellions. 5 Howl. 4 Insidious. Insidious 3. 3 Krampus. 2 Hell House. 2. 1 Crimson Peak. Honorable mention. Gotta say something about Goosebumps. Loved it. Who can't love zombie beavers? Tarek says he only saw 9, but he says 9 Insidious. Insidious 3. 8 Bone Tomahawk. 7 Green Room. 6 He Never Died.
Never
5
saw that one.
Lazarus Effect. 4 The Witch. 3 Hell House LLC. 2 The Visit, and 1 Circle.
It's
All right, well, starting off here.
It's number 10.
So 2015. For the first half of the year, I was graduating high school. Then the second half of the year, I started college. So I wasn't really going to the movies much. I only remember seeing 1 in the theater because I was dragged there, and there's kind of a story there. That's my first one of the list. My number 10 is Area 51. So
from the director of Paranormal Activity.
From the director of Paranormal Activity and the producer of The Purge. It really doesn't show that quality, but hey. So I have a buddy from high school who was obsessed with the whole Area 51 thing, the whole, what's going on there? You know, this is before the whole crazy whatever you want to call it happened there a few years ago, but he dragged me to go see this movie, and I figured, what the hell, probably going to be a piece of crap, and it was okay. It's an interesting little fantastical take on what a heist movie could be on Area 51 for what one person's imagination of what is actually in Area 51 could be. it gets a little wonky. It gets weird.
Yeah.
It's very sci-fi. It's very heavy on the alien angle. So but it gets really weird. I don't know.
What?
I barely remember this one, but I remember having a good time with my buddy. So, it is what it is. That guy's
Let's
up
go to the tape, Crank.
Yep.
That guy's up in Minnesota now. I hope he's doing well.
He didn't put this on last year's list.
I wasn't on. Was it here for 2014's list?
No.
I wonder. Yeah. No, yeah, we were just watching it. It was Colonel. And
yep.
My number 9 is another movie that was shown to me, but it was at a buddy's place a couple years later. He's like, dude, you got to check. This is like the craziest movie because, he was a pot smoker. We were smoking at the time. He's like, dude, check out this movie, Starleaf. None of y'all have heard of this fucking thing, man. This movie blows ass. It's really fucking bad, dude.
What? Why is it on your list then?
This is literally the 10 movies I've seen in 2015. Like, there was nothing else I could put in. Then I had no time to watch anything else, like The Circle or Krampus.
I'm trying to read the tagline. Does it say some highs are out of this world?
Yes. And basically, the concept is there's this marijuana field, but it's like alien weed or some shit, and it's all protected by the CIA or whatever. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It was absurd. It was pitched to me as the greatest thing ever, and I remember walking out like kind of pissed, but the memory was just funny. And it's not the worst movie in the world, but goddamn, it was a hell of a thing to sit through. Anyway, we kind of passed the garbage tier of my top.
I skipped that when I saw that and I read this thing and I went, no fucking way I'm watching.
It's exactly what it is. It's so bad.
A stoner even passed it up.
Yeah, man. So next one is Southbound. This one I wanted to watch again, but I couldn't find it, at least not behind a paywall. And
right.
I remember it being pretty interesting, pretty fascinating. I remember liking it a lot. Ziggy put it pretty well, where the plots just kind of came together really well.
Like Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye, how they intersected there.
It worked like the Cat's Eye a little bit, yeah, but not quite as good in my opinion.
No.
And number 7.
Acting is subpar.
No, yeah, totally.
Hold on just a second, FaZe, because
Let's go to the tape.
I have something here. Tarek says, trivia, the producer of Starleaf released a cannabis brand in 2016 called E.T. Weed to promote the film.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Now, Tarek, did you know this? Or did you look this up because you were looking the movie up because it just sounded so ridiculous? I have to know. Anyway, sorry. FaZe, continue.
Yeah, I would have never seen it if that buddy had shown me it. That's for damn sure. And Joseph Scott, I have not seen Crimson Peak. That is one that I'm going to have to add to my list to watch.
We're all going to have to find that one.
Horror romance. Why
the next one might be a little low on the list because I kind of like this one. It's the Lazarus Effect. It's just it has an interesting premise of fucking with death, and I always kind of like that if it's done right. Which it's done a little weird in this, It doesn't always go in the best direction, but I remember this starting out all right.
It's like a more controlled, like The Rage from 28 Days Later. It doesn't drive them mad instantly. It's a much longer process to get there.
Yeah,
but they start acting like dickheads.
Oh yeah, the next one is going to be The Invitation. Another one that I wanted to rewatch but couldn't. But I watched it a long time ago. I watched this with somebody. I can't remember who, but I know it was with somebody. But it's another one of those that kind of surprised me. I wasn't really expecting it to be much, but it's okay. There's something going on here,
Yeah.
Not terrible.
I felt the same way about it.
Certainly. Then number 5, I got Knock Knock. Mostly because of my, I just have a thing for Keanu Reeves, I guess. I always love him in whatever movie he's in. But he's my boy. Number 4, which I'm surprised got knocked off of your list because it's very high on mine, Craig, is Maggie. I like this one. I don't know. It has that mood, that dreary mood that I really like. That very, I don't know. I really like unhappy movies, and this is the very unhappy.
This is very that then.
Yeah. And coming in at number 3.
Yeah.
I could probably put this a little bit lower, but I appreciated it for what it was. It's Bone Tomahawk. I should rewatch this one and give it another assessment because I don't know if I'd like it as much on a second watch through, but this is a good one. It's a decent one. It has its moments.
I think I was disappointed that it was inbred Indians, you know. I wanted it to be some kind of desert demon or something, you know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Something better than just some cheap. I got you.
I mean, it's okay. It's more real that way. I understand, but I mean,
I got you.
Yeah,
you wanted some hillbilly hold down motherfuckers.
Bunch of hold down, bow down, one dead there, motherfuckers.
No, we don't need any of him in this movie. Man, who doesn't have a thing for Keanu Reeves? Thank you, Paula. Thank you, and thank you, Bethany, for agreeing with her.
That's right.
And thank you, Tarek. And my number 2 and my number 1, just like Crank, exactly like Crank, actually. Completely interchangeable. They're both number 1 in my opinion, but you can't have 2 number 1s. I decided on Hell House LLC as my number 2 because I like number 4, the Carmichael Manor, more.
You like 4 better than the first one?
I like 4 better than the first one. I think it's a bit scarier. I love the original, but fuck, I remember how freaky number 4 was much more than I do the original. It's just fuck, man. There's some really good moments in Carmichael Manor that
some really good moments in my mind
more than this one. But that's just me, and I'm really fucking excited for part 5, dude. You have no idea.
That's 4 years from this movie, though. This year, this movie was out.
I know. But it's just it was a flip of a coin, and like the next one doesn't have a 4th movie that I like better than it. So,
and we just received word from Stephen Cognetti.
Fuck you!
Oh, Stephen, I love you, man. You're so good. Please deliver well on part 5. This is gonna be so good. But number 1. You learned this from the Nosferatu review. I love period films. It's The Witch. This really delivered. This is one fucked up movie. It just has an aura to it that like Ziggy said, it makes you have to shower. It makes you uncomfortable. But in such a good, I love movies that make you uncomfortable, that fuck with your head. And I love period movies. Just there's so much to love in this one. And just Robert Eggers,
master.
From this to Nosferatu, dude, I'm only looking forward to more of what he has to bring because it's all just been fantastic.
Oh, and by the way, we just got word from Mr. Robert Eggers, a message for Ziggy.
Kiss my rosy red ass, Mahoney.
Hey, I paid him at number 2. No.
And that is my list.
Excellent list.
Yeah, back to the front there.
Yeah, I don't have it.
I got it.
Okay. I hope you guys can read that. I had to make the text smaller, but it's
fucking 10 fucking
all of us together. And I kind of mapped it out in my head. It's The Witch, the Hell House LLC, the Bone Tomahawk, and then the Lazarus Effect. And then there's nothing else that all 3 of us have.
Yeah, I was going to say that's.
You can have anything.
I looked through all of
it. I'll flip their heads.
And then, and then two of Ziggy's need to be cut because they're not even 20.
Well, I mean, it follows. I could definitely agree with. I didn't realize that was on his last year's.
Cut those two as well. I'm fine
That's
with
funny
that.
as hell.
I don't need them. I don't need either one of them. Dude, that's the worst thing possible if that becomes like a franchise like Saw or something where like every 5 years we get
what it follows.
And we get this one, yeah.
I don't know.
It might.
Well, I'll give him a chance with the second one, but I can't imagine it being that fortunate to not have that much competition again. On either year.
I don't think Stephen Cognetti would be upset that he was number 2 behind The Witch on 2 of our lists at all.
He likes it, yeah.
Because I mean, even filmmakers love Robert Eggers' work. So
why do so many people hate on The Witch? I don't get that. That's just
I could see it not being their taste. You know, it makes
you feel fucking dirty. It makes you feel fucking. It's a downer, man.
Well, you want to talk about a slow burn? Jesus Christ, this is it.
Everybody's into that.
But I'm fascinated by the look of it, and you feel like you're there, man. Like walking around in the fucking early dawn of man and shit and that shit. So I don't know.
I guess I'll take care of this. We got Christy, weirdo named CFaze, Lorena, BD Mags, Alex, Robert, and Tyrone. Our Crazy Ralphs on sale right now, 75% off.
25%
Sorry,
off.
25% off.
Jesus Christ, giving away the fucking store, baby.
I'm tired. Sorry. Bell's Fancy Creations, Dr. Smiley, Morgan Crypt Horror, Raymond, the whole damn enchilada pod.
Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. That's right. Always the same time. I'm at the movie right across the way.
Yeah.
No, dude, I'm always away. I can never make it. I'm busy Thursday nights. I love you, man, but I'll make it someday.
I frequent their airwaves quite a bit. I represent.
Thank you. Camp counselors, babies.
You guys are fucking viewers, though. So
you guys are no less than the final girls and guys. That is Adam, Corey, Christy, Luke, Lou, Jimmy, and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Chuck Schick, Dave, Carl, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ.
It's just an automatic mind.